What is clearly a scam, but is so normalized people don't notice. Those keymaster games that usually have something like a switch and a pair of beats and stuff. I work part-time at an arcade and you physically cannot win a prize until the machine has taken its retail equivalent in cash. Internet data cap. Peeping scammers. Ink cartridges. Printer companies make barely any profit off of actual printers. They are just vessels to make you buy unreasonably priced cartridges. Hey, please print this document in black and white. Give magenta. The diamond industry, specifically as it relates to jewelry. Everything that the average person knows about it stems from propaganda and advertisements created by De Beers. They aren't rare. They aren't worth what you pay for them. They don't appreciate in value, and are a terrible investment. They aren't special. I just paid for the privilege of setting up my router. Bottled water, like Dasani. Especially in places like an amusement park that markups the price a shocking amount. Also, the average markup of bottled water is 4000%, which is outrageous, because water is literally free most places. Payday loans. Every single person on the internet that sells some sort of millionaire education. Every single one of them. They are all liars. Most of them are not even rich to begin with. They fake it enough that some idiots buy it. You are customers to them. Nothing more. You want to be a millionaire? Buy my book and I'll tell you how. You buy the book and it says to start a website selling a book on how to be a millionaire. Ticketmaster. Yes. Basically scammers adding huge marks up, but making it impossible to use anyone else. Scientific journal memberships. Where academics pay journals to publish their papers which are then peer reviewed by volunteers and the journals themselves are then sold by subscription. Often, the point isn't the not noticing, but the having a lack of better alternatives. Rent to own furniture and appliances. Worked in solar construction for a while, where you would travel to the middle of nowhere to work on a site. So they gave us a housing fund to rent a place during the job. People would get the rent to own furniture and charge it to the housing money as a living expense. Company was cool with it, and once it was paid off the worker got to keep it. The games at fairs/carnivals. Those registries that people pay money to name a star. I keep seeing advertisements on FB for companies that will give you official lord or ladyship for like 50, based on giving you the title to a small parcel of land somewhere like Scotland. I googled one of them once, and the first result was a breakdown of why the company is fraudulent and doesn't actually have access to any land anywhere. I don't know if anyone remembers power balance bracelets from the early 2000s. A lot of celebrities and athletes advertised for them, and they claimed to improve your balance and overall health. Well, being a rubber bracelet made in a factory, it was all nonsense, but they still sold millions of units before shutting down. A new company owns them now, and you can still buy them though. Paying for cable TV. The whole idea of paying was to create a revenue stream separate from that of marketing. There are a few out there, HBO, I think, but generally we pay to access the content and still have to spend 20% of the time sitting through commercials. Then streaming comes in, and we're free of advertisements again. For a bit. Now YouTube has tons of ads and other streaming services are talking about adding ads as well. Hot MILFs in your area. It is my understanding that they are interested in meeting me tonight. Get in line, buddy. There are 4 in my area right now. And they're manufacturers refusing documentation to private repair enterprises and requiring you to get your products fixed by the dealer. Basically, the reason for the right to repair movement. Homeowners insurance. 1. Sorry, we are not selling new policies in your area right now because thing just happened where thing earthquake, wildfire, flood, and other things you might want to insure against. 2. We don't cover that sort of problem. Where that sort of problem anything that actually happens to your house due to weasel wording loopholes. 3. You submitted a claim. We are going to triple your rates forever after this. You submitted a claim. We are going to triple your rates forever after this. Puts you on a list that is also shared with all of the other companies. You do not want to be on that list. Reducing a price by 1 cent to trick our brains into thinking a product costs less than it actually is. Or how gas stations take it one step farther to 9/10 of a cent. Loot boxes in video games. Legalized gambling marketed to children. Cat food. Look at the cat food at a random store and see how the design brags about all the healthy vegetables they've crammed into your obligate carnivore's diet. Then check out the ingredients and see how corn, rice, etc. are often the first ingredients. Pet foods market toward humans by trying to appeal to human sensibilities, not genuine desire to provide your cat with the best diet. Annual college tuition increases. Why aren't they held to a competitive pricing model as opposed to having to take out a mortgage to go to school? Everyone wants to talk about government paying for college education, but there is no conversation on why is it that expensive anyway. Especially when some unis have endowments in the billions, that just the interest on those funds could literally pay the tuition for everyone that goes through the door. Listen up. Everything is a scam. Everything. But if you send me $19.99 I can show you how to turn the tables on the scammer and get his money. Limited time offer. Send money now. Do you have PayPal? College textbook prices. It's crazy how ridiculous expensive they are, putting even more of a financial burden on students. Once you finish the high school, it's all fun ahead. Once you finish the degree, it's all fun ahead. Once you get a job, it's all fun ahead. Once you die, it's all fun ahead. Funerals and everything to do with them. The funeral industry has insane pricing. Some of the funeral homes and vendors are even predatory, getting grieving families to pay upwards of tens of thousands of dollars, because that's what the deceased would have wanted. You didn't love your father at all, did you? Was the question that had me slam my fist down on the table. My dad wanted a cardboard box cremation and no memorial. He got a cardboard box cremation and no memorial, with zero upselling from a different cremation service. The state act got a complaint about the first cremation service. Doing your own taxes and paying to use a privately owned software or a service when the government could totally do it for you. Send you the details and ask if it's correct. Most mega churches. I remember an interview with Kenneth Copeland talking about how he needed a private jet to spread religion. And now the Lord has blessed him with 2 of them. Must be why he laughs so hard. It's the wind of God. Having to pay $100 for glasses. I think my last pair were $1,600. Granted my prescription is -26 but still. Kind of need them to function. Timeshare anything. Scientology. Always has been. Never hasn't. Mobile game ads that show gameplay of a Call of Duty or Skyrim style game, but in reality are just a spin-off of Candy Crush. Don't forget those game ads that pretend to be puzzle games where you pull pins. Looking at you. Homescapes. Most kids shows are just long advertisements for toys. Members of Senate, Congress, and presidential candidates collecting money from corporations, big donors, and hiding it in campaign accounts, PACs and super PACs, and then doling it out as they like. They no longer act as a government of the people and for the people. Undefined. Thanks. Planned obsolescence, where products are deliberately designed to have a defect or worse performance shortly after the warranty has expired, using inferior materials and critical components, like using soft metal screws or cheap plastic instead of metal in stress-bearing parts. Companies know how long these components on average use last, so they can strategically place them. Designing the product so that components that often need replacing cannot be replaced by just anyone. An example is that a lot of products now have batteries that you cannot replace yourself anymore. Sometimes they are even so designed that even independent repair shops will have a hard time replacing these components. It is not only phones, but can be any electronic product. The school picture industry. 80 for an awkward picture of my baby? Nah, thanks. The price for cable and internet. If you tell me the truth, I won't get mad. Mom. Unpaid internships. Fpeep anyone who gives unpaid internships. People get exploited like Speep in that, and for what? Most times they don't even count. For what purpose? I get so irritated when someone posts unpaid, but you'll be given a certificate. Shut the fpeep up and do the work by yourself, you lazy ass. Diamond rings for marriage. Basically the entire wedding industry. Starting a new life together? Why not plunge yourselves into thousands of dollars of debt? ATM fees and low interest savings accounts. Application fees for colleges, apartments, etc. College textbooks. Does the entirety of American consumerist lifestyle count? Yes. Donald Trump's performance as president. Being a Republican. The American healthcare system. Private college tuition. There's public colleges?